welcome back. Here we are live again at the FRSA show, the Florida Roofing Expo, and we have our awesome RCS partners and very good friends from Jobba, David, Carol, and Scott. Welcome to the booth.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, great to be here.
We're thrilled to be here.
I know. So we are, the whole idea of Coffee Conversations and the sound booth here at the show is so that we can bring some of FRSA to all the people out there who aren't able to be here, right? Because some people still can't travel. There's travel restrictions. There's just busy. Everyone's working, but the crowds are huge. I can't believe how many people are here. So, David, how's it going out there? What's it like in the show floor?
It was kind of surprising. I think we were expecting it to be, a much more, a lot fewer people and stuff. But when we were here 2 years ago, we were impressed with the size. And this year, it feels the same or better. I'm really surprised how many people came out, especially in comparison. So there's a lot of people on the floor and a lot of people walking around.
And Carol, you're new to roofing.
I am, yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Once you get into roofing, you never leave.
I know. Well, the people are so friendly here, but what I can say is walking in there, the energy that you felt and just a happiness that people were all together, know, and bringing everything together. It was really kind of wonderful to see that.
Everybody is missing each other. We see each other on screen on the Zoom. We just had a wonderful webinar on Roofers Coffee Shop, our RLW, with all of you. It was so fun. Scott, I know how much you love these things. And so I'm really happy that we conned you in here to come sit down and say a few words.
Yeah, no, but I agree with these guys. So there's a lot of pent-up kind of excitement, urge to get out here and start having conversations that kind of dissipated in the last year.
Yeah, they did. In the RLW that we had in June, we talked about your new releases and all the great things. And in the coffee conversations we just had, we were talking about how important technology is for labor shortages, material shortages, everything that's going on. Really, one of the best ways to combat it is with technology. Can you tell us just a little bit about your new release and kind of some of the things the contractors should be looking for?
Yeah, actually, there's been a number of things specifically about these recent issues we're having. So we've just built and released some new products to be able to track your inventory, be able to track in your trucks, in your shop. This is all to better manage where your material is so that you can pull it in places that normally.
That's good. Yeah. But that was Tammy Hall, who was just in here from CFS, a great roofing company here in Florida. She was saying that was one of her biggest problems right now is knowing where the deliveries are and knowing where everything is, and that the shortage of truck drivers. And so this really is going to help them a lot.
Yeah, it became pretty standard for people to have to write off shrinkage. Material that just goes missing, material that's left somewhere else and they don't know where it's going. Today, more than ever, that's valuable.
Yeah.
And so being able to use our technology to know what material is getting put into your trucks, what's being used specifically, so that you can pull this material together to do another job, we think is essential to kind of working in this environment.
Yeah, I think. We're hearing it. And, the other thing that I've heard now from a couple of different contractors while we're here, and maybe, David, you could talk about this a little bit too, is they're talking about that service is bigger than ever. And I mean that they may not be able to get materials for the big jobs, but they can take care of that roof with service. What are you seeing that way?
Sure. I'm sort of. We talked to, I think, 2 or 3 people already today about that and what they're doing with service and how much delay is in there. One of the things also talking about the new release that we're done within Jobba is we're doing our dispatch board, we call it a power board, where you're able to manage all your people. And that way you can make sure that you can really set up your schedules and be flexible with schedules as people call in sick, the things they're able to do. You're able to see all the service you have out there and then make changes on the fly.
Wow.
So you can then publish it so everyone gets notification, hey, you're supposed to go to these 3 places. If something happens, you need to move things around. To Scott's point, if there's material on trucks, you can see that, and you can also push people around to also be able to use the materials. If people are out of different things, you can also push your crews around to make sure you can take advantage of that as well.
That was a big topic in here just a few minutes ago,
really?
Talking about the labor shortage and how the only way to truly combat that is, one, use of technology and scheduling, exactly what you're talking about with that board, and of course robotics. That when are we going to start replacing or robots on the roof, basically. So I'm going to just ask you guys a funky question right now, because you are in the, and for those of you, you may not know, but these folks work in several different industries. They come from a huge technology background. I'm always so impressed and fortunate to be able to work with you. But what do you think? What's the future look like? What is going to happen? And maybe, Carol, I know you've been working in this. Start with you, and then we'll get the guys for that final thought.
I think, aerial imagery, I think, is going to be even bigger than it is now, and there's so many different ways to handle that. And, the robotics, component of it, I think, is can definitely happen just from what I've heard and what I've read. Yeah. But I think just looking at the advancements in roofing, walking around the booths and seeing all the things that are coming out from solar, it's really amazing to me.
Solar, so much good stuff. David?
Sure, I think I'm taking an easy one, really. I really think it's in the data. I mean, I hate to be the guy that's going to say data, because now Scott has to think of a better one than that. But there's so much value in the data, and we aren't able to use it. We talk about it, and we talk about being able to use the data. But I think now there's our contractors will be able to use the data, and the great thing is it won't just be the contractors. It'll be the other people that are partners with the contractors. And that, to me, everyone has their own slice of the world. We have our own slice of the world, and what we're trying to do, and what I see happening is distributors want data, but they want data they normally don't have access to. They couldn't have seen. Manufacturers can't get to certain data because they're selling it, right? They're going through the contractors, they're going through distributors. They don't know how often their stuff is being pitched out there. Things like that. The ability of being able to get this data and see it from the view where it really is meaningful and in a way that you've never been able to see it before, through the use of things like our technology or other people's technology, be able to capture that data and then roll it up and then be able to present it and provide it in meaningful things. So I think that's what really, I look at the next 5 years and I think, man, there's so much to be done there. Helping people understand what they can do with their data, how to do it, the new opportunities they have there.
Yeah, I agree with you. In fact, that was the name of the RLW, Unify Your Data, because it's so important on that bigger, high level, but also the contractors just understanding what they have and that they have control of that data and they're not losing it somewhere in space or when they make changes or whatever they're doing. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to kind of build off of what David's saying, but I'm going to take it a little bit different direction. There's a maturity going on in our space right now with technology, because there was so much of a desire to take technology from some of the success that we first had with it and start building on that. But because of that appetite for technology, it's created a huge, vast amount of data. Yeah. And that's fine until you get to that 10th, 15th app or 20 applications. And now what there's going to be this movement to really start to come down to some core applications. And what's really essential isn't the amount of applications, it's that the core applications can work together seamlessly. And to David's point about data, it's really knowing what data is important and who needs it and when do they need it, and really tailoring their experience of information to them, right, to do their job. So that's what's going on now. There's way too much data. There's too much to even figure out what's going on. So that's where I see things happening.
Yeah, wow. Yes. I think roofing contractors need help. They need help to do this. That's what we hear every day. They're like, okay, I'm supposed to do this, but...
Yeah. And what they're doing now is they've got IT teams. They're managing 15 applications. They're managing users and passwords, and they don't want to be. They want to go back to roofing. They want to be a roofer, right? And that's what we think our job is. Let us be the technology partner. Let us bring all this together so that it works behind the scenes, right? Start using technology that works for you, not just because it's a cool idea.
Yeah, that worked. Wow, I love it. That's a great note to end on. That is so cool. That's so cool. Well, thank you, and good luck with the show. It sounds like you guys are already rocking and rolling out there. Yeah. And safe travels, and we'll see you at IRE.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody be ready.
Thanks,
Gotta
Heidi.
find these guys.
Thank you for your time.